What's up, guys? Coming at you today with a full slate of college basketball action here on Saturday, March 7th. I'll give you my favorite picks on the side and over/under on each game. Of course, we're going to break down the biggest college basketball games of the night. I'll give you my favorite underdog pick of the day and my massive lock. So as a big thank you to me for grinding out these videos here every single day, take that 10th of a second and slam that like button. It really helps me get these videos promoted across YouTube. It's a huge part of keeping me motivated to get in here on a nightly basis and give out these free picks, and it just really shows that you appreciate what we're putting in here every single solitary day. Also, check below and see if you are subscribed to the channel. We can tell a lot of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. We're on the road to 100,000 subscribers, hopefully this year. Had a friend put that goal out there for me. He said, I think this is going to be the year you make it to 100K. Let's see if we can make that happen. Share these videos with a friend that's into sports betting or sports in general, and that can really go a long way to helping us out. And also, being subscribed, keeps you from missing out on these videos. That's a pretty big thing, getting those notifications. Also, get down there in the comments. Let me know anything you want to say about these videos, any questions you have about any college basketball or NBA plays, or anything else across the sports world. If I don't have the answer for you, if it's something I know nothing about, like NHL or UFC, I can reach out to the premium handicappers over at stumpthespread.com and see what they have to say about the matter. And those guys, they've always got a take on everything, so I can definitely hook you up there. Also, while you're down there in the comments, make sure you're checking the pinned comment throughout the day. That's where you'll find my favorite picks from every single video. That's also where you'll find a link to stumpthespread.com, so you can check out all the great free and premium stuff over there. The free picks at stumpthespread.com are on a 5-1 streak over the last 6 days, so definitely check that free picks tab. You can also get on the free email newsletter over there, and in that pinned comment you'll find my massive lock of the day and my dog of the day. So definitely make sure you're checking that. That's the top comment below the video. In terms of a recap here, we're recording a little bit early on Friday. We only have one result in so far, and that was on the NBA side. We did cash the under there in that Dallas Mavericks Boston Celtics game. It got a little bit closer than we wanted. The Celtics against the spread also cashed for any that took that play, so hats off to them. Also, the under does come through for us. We see Tatum start and play more minutes than we initially expected him to, so overall, very nice to come away with the win in that one. We still got a lot of things cooking. The Nuggets -1.5. They've got some work to do here down the stretch, but they're looking okay. The Spurs -8.5 are doing the job there against the Clippers. Hopefully fatigue does not become a huge problem for them in that game late. St. John's has played well through the first half there against Seton Hall. The Blazers +7.5 are looking very good right now against the Rockets. I believe they were leading. They're now down by 6 with 4.5 minutes left. So that's pretty unfortunate. Hopefully they can bring it back a little bit. And Miami of Ohio, they're taking care of business so far in their game. So some good news, some bad news. Looks like we could be pointing in the right direction, though, coming off a nice 5-1 day. So let's go ahead and get back after it. We'll talk about all the premium stuff later on as well. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, and make sure you're getting over there to stumpthespread.com and checking out all the great stuff over there, the free picks, the free email newsletter, and those premium picks. Now let's go ahead and dive in. First up, we're looking at the number 7 Houston Cougars as they go on the road to take the Oklahoma State Cowboys. Houston comes into this game winners of 2 in a row. They obliterated Colorado, winning that game by 40. Then they took care of business against Baylor, winning 77-64. After seeing Houston go on a 3-game losing streak, losing to Iowa State, Arizona, and Kansas, I expected them to go on a little bit of a run here. We'll see that run can continue with this game against Oklahoma State. Obviously, Houston's been one of the best teams in the nation so far, and I expect them to make plenty of noise, both in the Big 12 conference tournament as well as in the NCAA tournament. They're a dominant defensive team, giving up 62.3 points per game. Their offensive numbers are solid. Their rebounding numbers are good as well. Kingston Flemings has been a monster, but this team is loaded with talent. So even if he has an off night, there are plenty of guys to step up and fill the void. They're going on the road here. That can be a little bit tricky. They're taking on the Oklahoma State Cowboys, a program that's taken a step forward this season. They're only 6-11 in conference play and 18-12 overall, but they have been much better this season than last season. They're coming off a big 111-104 win there at UCF. They did get obliterated by Cincinnati, but they beat West Virginia. So some ups, some downs in that win over UCF. Obviously in overtime there was a lot to like. They shot nearly 40% from 3. They got to the free throw line a lot, but both teams did, and Oklahoma State had a nice little edge on the board. So all positives there for this team. They really like to get out and run. They're in the top 30 in the nation total offense. Their defensive numbers are terrible, though. Their rebounding numbers are good. Anthony Roy is a decent leading leading scorer, but how will they hold up here against an elite level defensive team? Both the times they've faced Iowa State this year, it has not gone well. They got obliterated by Arizona. They lost against Kansas, another very good defensive team. So going up against Houston could be a challenge. Oklahoma State's getting 12.5 points here at home. We've got a total of 150.5. Houston's 4-4 against the spread on the road, 18-12 to the under. Oklahoma State is 7-11 against the spread at home, and they are a 500 over-under team. Guys, I'm going to be leaning towards the favorite in this one. Give me the Houston Cougars at minus 12.5. Oklahoma State, I've been happy with a lot of what they've put together this season, but I don't think this is going to be a happy way for them to end their regular season. I think it's going to get pretty out of hand. Houston's just too good defensively for Oklahoma State to really have a very good time. Next on the docket, we're looking at a big SEC showdown. We get the number 20 Arkansas Razorbacks going on the road to take on the Missouri Tigers. Now, Arkansas, they've been very good this season. They're coming off a 20-point blowout win there over Texas. They win that game 105-85. A crazy offensive outburst there from one of the best offensive teams in the nation. Arkansas is 5th in the NCAA, averaging 90.3 points per game. Their rebounding numbers are not great. That is a small concern. And their defensive numbers are good, but not off the charts. Obviously, Darius A-Cup Jr. has been a phenomenon this season. The dude has been incredible, pretty much regardless of level of opponent. He's put up big numbers. We did see Arkansas get the 94-86 win over Mizzou, only a few games ago, and that was a home game for Arkansas. So we'll see what they can do here on the road in a pretty hostile environment. Mizzou does have a nice little home court advantage there. They're 20-10 on the season, 10-7 in SEC play. They've put up some decent wins, but they are coming off a disappointing 80-64 loss at Oklahoma. So being back home should help. Their last home game, they knocked off number 22 Tennessee. They also beat Vanderbilt when playing at home, albeit, just by 1 point. But like I said, this has been a much tougher team when playing at home. They're good offensively, around the top 100 in the nation. Mark Mitchell is a very legit leading scorer, 18 points per game, 4 assists, 55% from the field. But I won't say Mizzou is dominant on the glass. They certainly are not, and their defense could use a little bit of work. The last time these two teams faced each other, Missouri shot 33% from 3, but they got crushed on the boards 26-31. Very even free throw numbers, but Arkansas just shot the ball a lot better, and they come away with a comfortable win. Mizzou, they are 1.5 point favorites at home. We've got a total of 162.5. Arkansas, they are 5-4 against the spread on the road, 17-13 to the over. Mizzou is 8-9 against the spread at home, 16-13-1 to the over. If you're begging me for a total on this game, I will once again lean slightly towards the over. I don't think over is a terrible play in this spot at all, but in terms of a side, I'm going to go with Arkansas. They've been decent on the road. I know Missouri's been good at home, but not quite good enough to scare me off this very talented Razorbacks team that I think is on a mission to end this regular season on an uptick. Next up, headed out to the Big East, we've got the Butler Bulldogs going on the road to taking the DePaul Blue Demons. Now, Butler, they're 15-15 on the season, 6-13 in conference play out in the Big East. They're coming off a blowout 76-59 loss there against Creighton, and they were at home for that one. Did not really go their way. Now they got to go to DePaul, albeit a team they have beaten already this season. They beat DePaul 87-80 earlier this year, so well played in that one. We haven't loved what we've seen from the Bulldogs outside of Finley Bizjack, who's had a pretty good season. They're 114th in the nation total offense, but their defense is pretty bad. They're 90th in total rebounding, but their assist numbers are not great. So we'll see what they can do this time around against DePaul. It has to at least feel a little bit good to be facing a team we've already beaten once this season. The Blue Demons at 16-14 this season and 8-11 in Big East play have taken a large step forward after a really tough year last year. They're also coming off a loss, a 76-57 kind of disappointment there against Villanova. They had won 2 straight before that, beating Creighton and Marquette. We'll see if they've got anything in the tank for a revenge spot here against Butler. Over the course of the season, DePaul has leaned pretty heavily on their defense, which has been good. The rebounding numbers aren't amazing. The offensive numbers are not off the charts good. CJ Gunn leads this team with only 13.5 points per game, but they do get after it. They play a very, high intensity and high energy style, and that 7-point loss against Butler earlier this season can be partially explained by not a great shooting day. They only shot 41% from the field, but also Butler shot nearly 50% from the field and shot 10 more free throws. Things were pretty much even on the boards. They were dead even in terms of turnover margin, so maybe things will be pointed back here towards DePaul. They are at home. They're 2.5 point favorites. We've got a total of 142.5 in this game. Butler is 5-5 against the spread on the road, 15-14-1 to the over. DePaul is 8-7-2 against the spread at home, 20-10 to the under. Given what we saw from these two teams the first time they faced each other, I definitely think over 142.5 is a reasonable lean. We saw some decent shooting, but nothing out of the realm of normalcy for these two teams. They ended up with 167 total points, so I'll definitely be looking very, very hard at the over. And if you're begging me for a side on this one, I do think there's some value to be found in taking DePaul here. They are playing at home. They're a decent team. I think they find a way to come out on top in this matchup in what I expect to be a high-scoring game. Hey guys, before we jump in and break down the Arizona State Sun Devils going on the road to take the number 6 Iowa State Cyclones, we got to shout out the sponsor today in every day's video, and that is StumpTheSpread.com. You can click the link in the description or the link in the pinned comment to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, guys, every single day, our premium members are getting daily NBA, college basketball, and NHL picks. UFC is in the mix every single time there's a UFC card, and Major League Baseball is right around the corner, and those premium picks have been on a very, very nice run. NHL has been absolutely crushing over a large sample size. They are 47 and 24. The premium NHL picks are over the last 72 NHL picks. Premium picks had a very nice day there on Thursday, going 6-3 overall, picking up just over 4 units there for our premium members. So it's a great time to dive in over there at StumpTheSpread.com. We've got so many sports going on. NHL, like I said, has been on fire. College basketball is ramping up here, headed towards the NCAA tournament. College conference tournaments are starting up here right now, and just all kinds of good action on NBA, of course, as well as a plethora of UFC picks just made it there into the premium section over the last couple days. So definitely get in on that. Also with MLB right around the season, we are running big right around the corner. We are adding some big sales running right now on full season MLB purchases. So definitely get over to StumpTheSpread.com and check out all the premium stuff, but you definitely got to check out the free stuff as well. Get over there and check out the picks under that free picks tab. Free picks are 5-1 over the last 6 days, so very good work there on the free picks there under the free picks tab. You also gotta go over there to StumpTheSpread.com and get on that free email newsletter. Not only will you get free picks in that email newsletter, just like normal free picks like against the spread, money line, totals, all that kind of stuff. 1 or 2 of those every single day on all the major sports, but you will also get big write-ups on all the niche sports as well. Golf, every single solitary week, those golf write-ups have been absolute gold. NHL stuff has been very good. Obviously, the premium side and the write-ups there in the emails occasionally, but definitely Major League Baseball write-ups coming soon, potentially even some MLB preseason picks, and tons of stuff on NASCAR, golf. Like I said, tennis is in the mix there as well. It's just a wealth of great information. It's really easy to get on that email newsletter, guys. All you have to do is go to StumpTheSpread.com and set up a free account. They're going to ask you for your name and your email address. That's it. You get one email straight to your inbox, jam-packed with great sports betting information every single day. So definitely make sure you're getting on that. While you're over there at StumpTheSpread.com, consider picking up a Stump the Spread hoodie. We're selling those right now for $39.99. That is at cost. That includes free shipping to your address. So you can have your hoodie in as little as 3 days. We had somebody get one in 3 days a couple weeks ago. That was nuts, but usually it takes closer to 5 or 6 days. But with free shipping, that is not too bad of a deal. So definitely pick up a Stump the Spread hoodie if you are interested in that. Also, if you're a massive fan of what you're seeing from me here every single solitary day, click that little join button right below the video to sign up for a YouTube channel membership. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos, get their name up on screen in every single video, but maybe most importantly, they get access to our twice a week members only giveaways. We put the name of every single YouTube channel member on a big wheel. We spin that wheel live on the video every single Monday and every single Thursday, and whoever it lands on gets a Stump the Spread hoodie of their size mailed straight to their address of choice. So absolutely love doing those giveaways here twice a week now. Big shout out to all the YouTube channel members. Big shout out to everybody that's watching these videos in general. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, and make sure you're getting over there to StumpTheSpread.com, checking out all the great resources over there. The free stuff is obviously fantastic. Definitely don't miss out on that free email newsletter, but certainly consider signing up for a premium package. This is one of the best times of the year and one of the best values you are going to get to sign up as a premium member at Stump the Spread. So definitely get in on that. Now let's go ahead and dive back in. Next up, we're looking at the Arizona State Sun Devils as they go on the road to taking the Iowa State Cyclones. Arizona State comes in this game fresh off their biggest win of the season. They take down number 14 Kansas 70-60. A potentially amazing send-off there for Hurley. It could be his last home game there for the Sun Devils. We'll see what Arizona State can do here in their season finale. They obviously have to go on the road and face a very tough opponent. The biggest weakness for the Sun Devils this season has been their lack of rebounding. They're around 350th in the nation total total rebounding, so that's been a problem. They also have not been a phenomenal defensive team either. They get out there and score it. Maurice Odom has been a monster. 17.5 points, 6 assists, relatively solid shooting numbers, so not a lot to complain about there, but this Arizona State team has had its struggles this season in general. So we'll see what they can do here playing at Iowa State. The number 6 Cyclones are 24-6 on the season, but only 11-6 in Big 12 play. They've actually lost 2 in a row, losing to Texas Tech and at Arizona. And neither one of those games, especially that Arizona game, were super competitive. So definitely a major bounce back for a Cyclones team that's been really good this season. They're in the top 70 in the nation in total offense. Their defensive numbers are off the charts good. Now, the rebounding has not been phenomenal, so we'll see if they can clean that up a little bit. But overall, this is obviously a very, very good team, and that's why they're 15.5 point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 146.5. Arizona State is 5-5 against the spread on the road, 16-14 to the under. Iowa State is 8-7-1 against the spread at home, 17-13 to the under. So maybe take a little look at under 146.5 in this game. I don't think that's too crazy, but probably better than that, guys. I'll take Iowa State to get the blowout win and cover here. They're at home. They're in a huge bounce back spot after losing 2 in a row. They're definitely not going to want to go into the conference tournament fresh off a 3rd straight loss. I think they win this one in a blowout here to kind of try and prove something to themselves. So give me the Cyclones here to get the blowout win and cover at home. Next up, guys, we've got a pretty big in-state rival. We've got the Kansas State Wildcats going on the road, kind of, to take on the number 14 Kansas Jayhawks. Now, they're obviously, playing in the fog can be tough. Kansas State, they're only 12-18 on the season, 3-14 in conference play out there in the Big 12. So it's been rough. They are coming off a 65-63 win over West Virginia. They have already played Kansas once this year, but did lose that game by 24 points. PJ Haggerty has been a monster for this Wildcats team. 23.5 points per game, shooting 50% from the field is pretty bonkers. The problems for Kansas State this year have been their complete lack of defense and their lack of rebounding. They're giving up 80 points per game, and they're around 300th in the nation total rebounding numbers. So not exactly killing it in those two categories. And now they got to go on the road to face a very, very tough opponent. The Jayhawks are 21-9 on the season. They're coming off back-to-back losses, losing at Arizona and then laying an egg at home, losing 70-60. Or no, on the road. They were on the road there against Arizona State, losing 70-60 at Arizona State. They're back home for this one. That should certainly help. They seem like they're going to be pretty healthy for this game. They're a good rebounding team, a good defensive team. The offense can be a little bit hit or miss, literally and figuratively. So we'll see what they can put together in this one. The last time these two teams faced each other, Kansas got the blowout win. Despite shooting only 25% from 3, they had a huge edge there on the boards. They did an okay job taking care of the ball. They limited but did not stop PJ Haggerty, so that will be a big, big deal in this one. We didn't really see anything that outlandish necessarily from the Jayhawks in that one. So we'll see what happens. They're 17-point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 152.5. Kansas State is 5-5 against the spread on the road, 15-15 to the over-under. Kansas is 9-5 against the spread at home, 21-9 to the under. 17 isn't quite as big as I was hoping this number would be, but I do think we're going to lean just slightly here towards Kansas State getting all these points. I'm not sure how locked in we'll see the Jayhawks be. I think they're ready to get on to the postseason. They know they're a really good team. I do think they'll find a way to get the win here for sure, especially since they're coming off back-to-back losses. But are they really going to obliterate Kansas State here? I struggle to see that being a thing. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Louisville Cardinals going on the road to take on the number 22 Miami Hurricanes out there in the ACC. Louisville, they come in this game 21-9 on the season, 10-7 in ACC play. They are going to be missing Michael Brown Jr. That's obviously not very helpful. They're coming off a win, a 15-point win there over Syracuse, but they had dropped 2 in a row before that, losing at North Carolina and at Clemson. And just in general, this team has not been great on the road. They've dropped their last 3 road games, losing at SMU as well. So we'll see what they can put together here. Obviously, Ryan Conwell's had a very, very good season, no doubt about that. 18, 19 points per game, 3 assists, very good numbers. Louisville, they're 21st in the nation total offense, 44th in total rebounding, and they're a reasonable defensive team, especially when they're playing at home. But let's keep in mind, they are not playing at home in this game. They're playing in Miami, and the Hurricanes, they're ranked number 22 in the nation for a reason. They're in 3rd place in the ACC. They're coming off a nice third straight win. They won at Florida State, beat Boston College in a blowout at home, and then went to SMU and got the 8-point win there as well. So things have been going their way very aggressively. They've actually won 7 of their last 8 games, including wins over North Carolina and NC State. They could have won that game at number 14 Virginia as well. This Miami team is dangerous. They're an elite level offensive team. Their rebounding is very good. Their defense is excellent as well. They've got a monster in Malik Reneau. Also loving what we're seeing from Shelton Henderson this season. And Trey Donaldson is one of the best guards in the ACC. 6 assists and 17 points per game. You don't see that growing on trees. So looking at the numbers, I'm pretty shocked to see Miami getting a 1.5 here at home. We've got a total of 156.5. Louisville is 2-8 against the spread on the road, 17-13 to the under. Miami is 7-8-1 against the spread at home, 17-11-1 to the over. I mean, maybe this is a trap, but I'll walk right into it. Giving the Miami Hurricanes here, getting a 1.5. This is probably going to flip to the Hurricanes being favorites at some point, but I don't mind that at all. Anything under like 4, I definitely think Miami's in great shape. Give me the Hurricanes to get the win and cover in this one on the money line or against the spread. Doesn't matter to me. I think Miami's in a great spot. Next on the dock, we're looking at the Wisconsin Badgers going on the road to take on the number 15 Purdue Boilermakers. Wisconsin, they've been having a pretty good time this season. They're 21-9 on the year. They're 13-6 in the Big Ten. They're fresh off back-to-back wins. They went to Washington and got a blowout win, and then they came back home and obliterated Maryland, winning that one by 33. Now they've got to go back out on the road for a tough showdown against Purdue, but they've shown some good stuff even on the road against elite level opponents. They went into Illinois and got a win, lost by 1 at Indiana. That's a pretty tough road environment to play in. They went to Michigan and got that win earlier this season. That crazy. I believe that was Michigan's first loss of the season. I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's what happened. It's been like a month and a half ago or something like that, so I don't remember for sure. But we've liked a lot of what we've seen from this team. Nick Boyd is putting up great numbers, 20 points, 4 assists, 48% from the field. This Wisconsin team is very, very good offensively, in the top 55 in the nation. Their rebounding numbers are legitimate, maybe not a dominant, but they're good, and their defense is excellent. So not a lot of negatives here for the Badgers as they go to Purdue to take on the Boilermakers, who are down to number 15 in the nation. They're 23-7 on the season, 13-6 in conference play. They're coming off a desperately needed 70-66 win there at Northwestern. We were on Northwestern in the points in that one. We'd easily get the cover because Purdue has struggled recently. Their season-long numbers look fine, except for their rebounding, which is not very good. They rely pretty heavily on the playmaking of Braden Smith, and he's a monster, don't get me wrong, but there are still major, major concerns for me about this Purdue team, especially the way they've been playing down the stretch. And the odds makers are seeing it too. Purdue, they're only 6.5-point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 157.5. Wisconsin, they're 6-3 against the spread on the road this year. They're 18-12 to the over. Purdue is 5-11 against the spread at home this year. They're a 500 over-under team. Maybe this is another trap, but I don't think so. Definitely give me Wisconsin here, getting those 6.5 points. I think they're live on the money line in this game as well, so if you wanted to sprinkle the money line, you definitely could, but either way, guys, I'm taking the Badgers here, getting those 6.5 points. I think they're in great shape in this one. Next up, guys, we're headed out to the A10. We've got the number 25 St. Louis Billikens going on the road to take on the George Mason Patriots. Now, St. Louis, guys, 23-7 on the season. They're coming off back-to-back wins. They've taken down Duquesne, and they've taken down Louisville, Chicago after that tough loss there at Dayton. They just really couldn't put anything together there at Dayton. They also had that weird loss at Rhode Island. Now they got to go on the road again, so another spot for them to kind of, maybe get back on track playing away from home. Obviously, this team's put up elite numbers over the course of the season, not necessarily against elite opposition. They're 9th in the NCAAB, putting up 88.8 points per game. Their rebounding numbers are fantastic. They're in the top 25 in raw rebounding. Their defensive numbers are excellent as well. Robbie Avila's put up some good numbers this season, but this is not a team that relies too much on any one guy. Really, any of them could come out and beat you on a night-to-night basis. The Billikens got to stay locked in now. They're only a half game up on VCU, so a loss here could be a big problem. We'll see what they can put together. They've already earned... I take that back. They've already locked up the top seed there in the A10 tournament. So I guess they don't have to be that locked in, but we'll see. I do expect a pretty good effort for them here playing at George Mason, a team that I believe they've already beaten this season. Or they've not faced George Mason? Maybe they have yet to face George Mason this year, and that'll be the first time. But the Patriots, they come into this game 22-8 on the season, 10-7 in conference play. They have floundered down the stretch, though, losing 5 out of their last 6 games. Their last time out was a 70-65 loss at VCU. So honestly, a pretty good showing in that one, but they do, in the end, come up a little bit short. Over the course of the season, their numbers don't look great. 281st in the nation total scoring. Not a very good rebounding team either. Don't have a monster leading scorer to lean on, so I'm not shocked to see them getting points here. They're getting 7.5. We've got a total of 145.5. St. Louis is 4-4-1 against the spread on the road this year. 15-14 to the over. George Mason is 10-7 against the spread at home. 15-14 to the under. I actually think we're going to lean a bit towards the Patriots and the points in this spot. I think they are just going to be a little bit more motivated here. I think whether or not they come with the win, it's going to be a very, very close game. And while the Billikens, they really don't have that much left to play for. They've already guaranteed themselves the top spot there in the conference tournament. So give me a little bit of a look here at George Mason getting those 7.5. Rolling right along, we got the Indiana Hoosiers going on the road to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. Now the Hoosiers, they're 18-12 on the season, 9-10 in conference play out there in the Big Ten. They're coming off a desperately needed blowout win there over Minnesota, but prior to that, they lost 4 in a row, losing to Illinois, Purdue, Northwestern. That's a bad loss, and losing against Michigan State. They could really use this win over Ohio to finish things off, to end the regular season. Lamar Wilkerson has been a monster this year, 21 points per game, 47% from the field is great, but the Hoosiers can't rebound. They're around 400th in the nation total rebounding. Their defense is good, but you have to finish those defensive possessions with a defensive rebound. So we'll see what they can do here at Ohio State. The Buckeyes, they come to this game at 19-11 on the season. They just beat Purdue and then went into Penn State and got a blowout win. Now they've got to figure out a way to protect their home court against an Indiana team that they have not faced yet this season. Bruce Thornton's put up a great year so far for the Buckeyes. They're in the top 100 in the nation total offense, but their rebounding numbers are also not very good. They do play some reasonable defense though, so that is a big plus, and a big part of the reason they are 3.5-point favorites here at home. We've got a total of 149.5 in this game. The Hoosiers are 4-6 against the spread on the road, 17-13 to the under. Ohio State is 6-9-1 against the spread at home, 16-14 to the under themselves. Taking under 149.5 is not really that appealing to me in this game, guys, but I am going to be leaning a bit towards Ohio State here playing at home. I like Indiana, but I like them an awful lot more playing at home than I like them playing on the road. Give me the Buckeyes here in a spot that I think they should be poised to dominate. Next up, guys, and what is probably the biggest game of the day, we've got the number 17 UNC Tar Heels going on the road to take the number 1 Duke Blue Devils. One of the biggest rivalries here in sports. The Tar Heels, guys, are 24-6 on the season. They just got some pretty bad news, though. Caleb Wilson, after injuring his left hand and rehabbing that, broke his right thumb, his actual shooting thumb, dunking the basketball in practice. So pretty brutal stuff there. The Tar Heels have been playing well without him, though. They've won their last 4 in a row, including wins over Louisville and Clemson. So things have looked generally good. Those are all very close games. They've needed everything they could possibly get out of Henry Visar. He's put up good numbers this season in general, 61% from the field, 17 points per game. But all of that is, it's a problem. Missing Caleb Wilson is definitely a problem. Their offense in general, though, has been good. The rebounding has been excellent. They did play Duke earlier this season, got a crazy come from behind 71-68 win. And that was the home game for the Tar Heels. So now they got to go on the road. Duke is the number 1 team in the nation. They're 16-1 in conference play in the ACC, so they don't have anything left to play for. They've got the top spot all locked up. They're coming off a nice little 29-point win at NC State. That was after a 26-point win against Virginia. This Duke team has just looked incredible. Cameron Boozer's having a fantastic season. They're in the top 50 in the nation total offense. They're giving up 62.5 points per game, so an elite level defensive team. Their rebounding numbers are nuts. Do they have what it takes to score a blowout win and cover here on their home floor? It's not impossible. 17.5 is a big number. We've got a total of 144.5. UNC is 4-5 against spread on the road, 18-12 to the under. Duke is 7-7 against spread at home, 20-10 to the under. The last time these two teams played each other, and just for the record, Caleb Wilson played in that game, played every minute of that game, and scored 23 points. We saw 139 total points scored. I definitely think under is fully in play in this game. It might be my favorite lean on this one, if we're being completely honest. In terms of a side, if we're back in the under, taking 17.5 points seems very, very good. Now, will North Carolina be able to make up here for the absence of Caleb Wilson? Maybe, maybe not. Will they be able to keep this thing to less than 20 points, which is just about all we need? I do think so. So give me the under in this game, as well as a good hard look there at the Tar Heels, getting those 17.5. Next up, guys, we've got the Oklahoma Sooners going on the road to take on the Texas Longhorns. Now, Oklahoma comes into this game winners of 3 in a row. They've taken down Auburn, 1 at LSU, and then took down Missouri. And that was a home game. Oklahoma, they're only 6-11 in conference play. They're trying to make a case as a tournament team. They're very good offensively, but the rebounding isn't great. The defense isn't great, and they rely pretty heavily there on Nigel Pack. So we'll see what they can do here in a tough road spot, taking on a Texas team they lost to 79-69 earlier this year. The Longhorns, they're only 18-12 on the season and 9-8 in conference play, so they definitely, I'm sure, feel like they deserve a spot in the big dance, but getting blown out at Arkansas by 20 your last time out does not help your case. Dalen Swain has put up great numbers this year, no doubt about that. 18 points per game, 55% from the field is very, very good. The Longhorns are in the top 27 in the nation offense. Their defensive numbers are okay, and their rebounding numbers are okay, but I wouldn't necessarily put them in the elite category in either one of those. The last time we saw this matchup, Longhorns went into Oklahoma and got the 10-point win. They shot 38% from three. They only shot 15 free throws, so pretty normal stuff there, and pretty even stuff there on the glass. So seeing Texas be 7.5-point favorites here, and now they're getting to play at home, does make some sense to me. We've got a total of 154.5. Oklahoma is 4-5 against the spread on the road, and they're a 500 over/under team. Texas is 8-8 against the spread at home, 18-11 to the over. I'm going to lean just slightly towards Texas here at home, but I have very little conviction in this play, guys. I kind of think you could convince me either idea, and this one is a good one. I just haven't liked what I've seen from Oklahoma on the road, so we'll take a tiny lean there on Texas. Next up, guys, we're looking at the UCLA Bruins going on the road to take on the USC Trojans. Now, UCLA, they're 20-10 on the season, 12-7 in conference play. They've won 3 out of their last 4 games, including a huge 1-point win there over Illinois. Now they're trying to finish the season off with a win over a USC team they dominated 81-62 earlier this year. Now, we've liked what we've seen a good amount of the time from this squad. Their defense is very, very good. Their offense is fine, but they really can struggle on the boards. Now, the last time they faced USC, that was not a big problem. They got a 19-point win, and despite having a 10 rebound disadvantage. So the Trojans, at 18-12 on the season, but 7-12 in conference play, they're not going to be sniffing the NCAA tournament. They've lost their last 6 in a row, including their last time out getting blown out by Washington. They're at least back home for this one. Losing your highest scoring player this late in the season has been super weird. Their defense has been terrible. Their rebounding isn't great. So I really don't have a lot of great stuff to say about USC. And the last time we saw them in this matchup, they did not play particularly well, didn't shoot the ball particularly well, and things went pretty sideways pretty fast. USC's getting 3.5 here at home. We've got a total of 150.5. UCLA, they're only 2-7 against the spread on the road. They're a 500 over/under team. USC is 6-8 against the spread at home, 15-14 to the over. I can't ignore the fact that UCLA is this much better of a team. Give me the Bruins here to get the win and cover on the road, despite the fact they're not a very good road team. This isn't a tough travel spot or anything like that. I think they get the job done here against what might be a desperate USC team, but also a USC team missing a pretty important piece. Rounding into the home stretch here, guys, we've got a couple pretty big games left. We've got the number 10 Texas Tech Red Raiders heading to BYU to take on the Cougars. Now, Texas Tech, they've been one of the best 3 teams in the Big 12 this season. They're 22-8 overall and 12-5 in conference play. They're coming off a tough 73-65 loss against TCU. They definitely fell victim to the letdown spot after a huge win there at Iowa State. Now they got to face a BYU team that they already beat by 13 earlier this year, but it's going to be a little bit tougher going into BYU. Obviously, we've loved what we've seen from Christian Anderson this year. He's put up excellent numbers, and especially he's come up big after losing JT Toppin for the season. The Red Raiders are good defensively, excellent on offense, and they're in the top 100 in the nation total rebounding. So we'll see what they can do here on the road. BYU at 20-10 on the season has faded significantly coming down the stretch. Losing at Arizona is definitely excusable. A huge win over Iowa State, but then losing to UCF, losing at West Virginia, losing at Cincinnati in kind of a blowout. All that is very concerning. The season-long numbers for the Cougars still look good, except for maybe their defensive numbers, and some guys are getting asked to do way too much for this team. AJ DeBansa has done everything he can, but there is a limit on what any one human can really take care of on a basketball court, and we did see Texas Tech earn a pretty comfortable win the last time these two teams faced each other. BYU being at home could help. They're 2.5-point favorites in this spot. We've got a total of 159.5. Texas Tech is 5-4 against spread on the road, 16-14 to the under. BYU is 5-9 against the spread at home, 16-14 to the over. Guys, give me Texas Tech here playing on the road. I just don't think BYU has enough in the tank, and with the Red Raiders coming off a loss, I think they bounce back pretty aggressively here, and getting 2.5 points feels like a bit of a gift. Last but not least, we're looking at the number 2 Arizona Wildcats going on the road to take on the Colorado Buffaloes. Now, Arizona, they're number 2 in the nation. They're 28-2 overall. They've got things all locked up out there for the top spot in the Big 12. They're going off 2 massive wins, taking down Kansas and Iowa State. Now they finish things off at Colorado to end their season. So we'll see how locked in they are. They're 6th in the nation total rebounding, and across the board, this is just one of the most dominant teams in college basketball. But like I said, things can get a little bit weird the last game of the season when you don't have a lot left to play for. And they're playing at Colorado. The Buffaloes are 7-10 on the season. They have won 3 out of their last 4 games. Those wins are against Oklahoma State, Kansas State, and Utah, and they got obliterated by 40 against Houston. So we'll see what they can do here against an elite team. Isaiah Johnson's put up good numbers this year for Colorado. They're around the top 100 in the nation total scoring, but they're very, very weak on the glass, and their defense isn't very good. All that being said, they're getting 15.5 points here at home. We've got a total of 155.5. Arizona's 5-4 against the spread on the road, 16-14 to the under. Colorado is 10-7 against the spread at home, 16-14 to the under themselves. I am going to lean just slightly towards Colorado getting all these points because I don't think Arizona is going to be very locked in for this game, but I'm not going to be getting super involved in this one. I just don't trust Colorado enough, and who knows, Arizona's backups could even maybe build on a lead here against the Buffaloes. So we'll see what happens. Just give me a tiny look there at Colorado. Guys, that's all the games we have here for today on a jam-packed Saturday of college basketball action. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets out there and to help me get this video promoted across YouTube. I really appreciate every single one of you that takes a second to do that. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. Tons of new subscribers pouring in, so that's been amazing. Really appreciate all of you. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. I'll be very much down there in the comments tomorrow, checking up on those and giving you any updates that I can. I appreciate everybody watching these videos. Make sure you click the link in the description or in the pinned comment to get over there to stumpthespread.com. Check out all the great stuff cooking over there. The free picks have been amazing. They're under the free picks tab. Also, that free email newsletter has been a fantastic resource. Definitely don't miss out on that. And you got to get in on these red hot premium picks here down the stretch, guys. It's a fantastic time to dive in over there at stumpthespread.com as a premium member. So let's get after it. We'll see you all right back here tomorrow, same time, same place, for more sports betting action.